You think today's ocean predators are terrifying? Great white sharks, giant squids, killer whales. They're absolutely nothing compared to the prehistoric monsters that once ruled these waters. What I'm about to show you are creatures so massive, so deadly, that they make today's apex predators look like harmless minnows. And here's the part that'll blow your mind. One of these ancient nightmares never actually went extinct. That's right, while the others vanished millions of years ago, one prehistoric sea monster is still out there, still hunting, still using the same deadly design that worked for over 100 million years. But before I reveal which ancient horror survived to the present day, you need to see what ruled the prehistoric oceans when dinosaurs walked the earth. But first, smash that subscribe button, because we're diving into content that'll make you question everything you thought you knew about our planet. And hit the bell icon, because trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next. Picture this. You're swimming in crystal clear prehistoric seas. The water is warm, inviting, perfect. Then suddenly, darkness. Not from clouds, not from weather, but from the shadow of something so impossibly massive that your brain simply refuses to process it. Your heart stops. Because today's great white sharks? Minnows. Blue whales? Goldfish. The ocean you think you know is a pale shadow of the liquid nightmare that once covered our planet. And here's the part that'll make your skin crawl. Some of these ancient demons didn't all die when they were supposed to. We're counting down the 10 most bone-chilling prehistoric sea monsters that once turned our oceans into hunting grounds for demons. And I promise you, by the time we reach number 1, you'll never look at water the same way again. But here's the twist. Before each monster, I want you to guess, which one do you think is still alive today? Drop your guess in the comments right now, and while you're down there, tell me which prehistoric creature you want me to cover next. Land, sea, or air? Your comments literally decide our next video. Number 10. Megalodon, the legend that's worse than you think. Everyone thinks they know Megalodon, the giant shark from the movies, but here's what Hollywood got completely wrong. This wasn't just a big shark. This was nature's perfect killing machine. 60 feet of pure death with teeth the size of dinner plates and a bite force that could snap a car in half. But here's the detail that should absolutely terrify you. Megalodon didn't live with the dinosaurs. These monsters ruled the ocean until just 1.5 million years ago. When our earliest human ancestors were taking their first steps on land, these 60-foot killers were still patrolling the depths. Quick question, and answer this honestly in the comments. Would you rather face a T-Rex on land or a Megalodon in water? Because after this video, I think I know what your answer is gonna be. The last ice age probably killed them off. Probably. But every time something impossibly large shows up on sonar, that word probably doesn't feel strong enough, does it? Number 9. Leopleurodon, the Jurassic nightmare you never escaped. Imagine you're a time traveler escaping dinosaurs by jumping into the ocean. Congratulations, you just entered something worse. 20 feet of concentrated death. But here's the nightmare detail. A third of that was just head. Massive, bone-crushing, tooth-filled head designed for one purpose: turning anything that moves into meat. Scientists built swimming robots to test how these beasts moved. What they discovered will haunt your dreams. These weren't built for speed. They were built for something far worse: ambush attacks. Like a crocodile the size of a school bus, lying motionless in the blue, waiting, watching. One moment you're swimming peacefully through prehistoric paradise, the next moment you're inside something that shouldn't exist. Okay, I need to pause for a second because I can see some of you are already having second thoughts about that beach vacation. But if you're enjoying this nightmare fuel, do me a favor, hit that like button. It tells YouTube that you want more terrifying content, and trust me, I've got plenty more where this came from. Also, I see some of you guessing which creature is still alive today. Keep those guesses coming, because when we get to number 1, some of you are going to be very surprised. Number 8. Basilosaurus, the whale that hunted like a demon. What's more terrifying than a sea monster? A sea monster that's been lying to you about what it really is. Meet Basilosaurus. The name means king lizard. It looks like a massive sea serpent straight out of your worst nightmares. But here's the twist that'll shatter everything you think you know. It's actually a whale. An 80-foot prehistoric whale that hunted like a snake. Imagine being chased through dark waters by something that looks like the world's largest anaconda, but has the predatory intelligence of a killer whale. Well, almost. Here's the only thing that might have saved your prehistoric ancestors. These ancient demons were actually pretty stupid by whale standards. They couldn't echolocate, they couldn't deep dive, they couldn't even breach the surface. But when you're face to face with 80 feet of sinuous, snapping nightmare, those limitations don't exactly provide comfort. Number 7. Eucalyptus, the armored horror that survived apocalypse. Think spiders are scary? Think scorpions make your skin crawl? Then prepare to meet your worst nightmare magnified 1,000 times. 8 feet of armored clawed horror, a sea scorpion bigger than most humans, with pinchers that could snap you in half and a tail that might have been loaded with enough venom to kill a dozen men. But here's what makes this creature truly terrifying. They didn't go extinct because they were weak. They were wiped out by the same extinction event that killed 90% of all life on Earth. These things were so tough, so perfectly designed for killing, that it took a planetary apocalypse to stop them. Think about that. If something this deadly needs the end of the world to die, what does that say about the monsters still on this list? Before we continue, I want to give a massive shout out to everyone who's made it this far. We're only at number 7 and already some of you are saying you'll never swim again. But wait until you see what's coming next. Number 6. Myosaurus, the nightmare with a 49-foot neck. Here's where reality becomes more disturbing than any horror movie ever made. Myosaurus had a 49-foot neck, just the neck, longer than most modern whales are from head to tail. Picture this, you're swimming in what you think is safe water. The surface is 50 feet above you. You feel secure, protected. Nothing could possibly reach you here. Suddenly, death emerges from the depths below, a snake-like neck longer than a city bus, threading through the water like a living nightmare, reaching up from the abyss to drag you down. This monster lived in the waters around New Zealand, proving that even 100 million years ago, that region was trying to kill everything that entered its domain. Creatures fleeing T-Rex and velociraptors on land had to choose between land-based death and this aquatic horror. The jury's still out on which fate was worse. Number 5. Dunkleosteus, the 30-foot armored executioner. Forget everything you think you know about prehistoric fish. Dunkleosteus was a 30-foot armored tank with no teeth. Instead, it had something infinitely more terrifying. Bony ridges that worked like a living guillotine. Here's a detail that'll make you question everything. Its bite force measured 8,000 pounds per square inch. That's equivalent to a T-Rex. But unlike T-Rex, this monster could open its mouth in 1/50th of a second. 1/50th of a second! It didn't bite prey, it vacuumed them into its bone-crushing jaws faster than you could blink. The plates that made up its teeth evolved as it aged, getting better and better at holding struggling prey and cutting through the armor of other prehistoric monsters. In the arms race of the ancient ocean, Dunkleosteus was the ultimate weapon, until something even worse evolved to change it. We're getting close to the big reveal, and I can see in the comments that some of you have figured out which creature is still alive today. Don't spoil it for everyone else, but do tell me, which of these monsters would you least want to encounter? Drop your answer below, and make sure to subscribe because our next video is going to blow your mind. Number 4. Kronosaurus, the titan that crawled onto land. Named after Cronus, the king of the titans who devoured his own children, and trust me, this name fits perfectly. 30 feet of prehistoric terror with 11-inch teeth and a head that was 9 feet long. It could swallow a grown man whole and still have room for his friends. But here's the detail that should make you never go near a beach again. Those flippers were designed exactly like modern sea turtles, which means this nightmare could crawl onto land. Picture this, you're enjoying a peaceful morning beach walk. The sun is rising, the waves are gentle. Then you see something impossible emerging from the surf. Something that shouldn't exist. Something with a 9-foot head filled with 11-inch teeth, dragging itself onto the sand. And yes, before you asked, it lived in the waters around Australia. Because of course it did. Number 3. Helicoprion, the shark with a buzzsaw for a mouth. What happens when evolution decides to attach a circular saw to a shark? You get the stuff of nightmares. Helicoprion, 15 feet of prehistoric terror with a lower jaw that was basically a buzzsaw made of serrated teeth. Flesh-cutting, bone-sawing teeth arranged in a spiral that could slice through anything. Scientists still debate exactly how this mouth of hell worked. Was the saw positioned in front, ready to slice prey in half like a lumber mill? Or was it further back, designed to shred softer targets into ribbons? Either way, it survived the extinction event that killed 90% of all life on Earth. When the world ended, when almost everything died, this nightmare kept swimming. Something that dangerous doesn't die easily. Number 2. Leviathan melville, the whale that ate other whales. Remember when I mentioned killer whales? Meet the king of aquatic cannibals. Leviathan melville was a whale that ate other whales. It had the largest teeth of any animal that ever used teeth to hunt. Nearly 15 inches of razor-sharp death. And unlike our dim-witted friend, Basilosaurus, this monster had full echolocation abilities. It could track you in murky water, in the crushing depths, in the darkest corners of the ocean where light has never touched. There was nowhere to hide. And here's what makes this creature truly terrifying. It shared the same oceans as Megalodon. These two apex predators were in constant war, fighting over territory, fighting over prey, fighting for the right to be called the ultimate ocean killer. Named after the biblical Leviathan and Herman Melville, this beast would have eaten Moby Dick as an appetizer and looked around for something bigger to hunt. Are you ready for number 1? Because what I'm about to tell you will change everything. Make sure you're subscribed because this revelation is going to lead us into some very dark waters in our next video. Number 1. Giant stingray, the prehistoric nightmare that never died. In our number 1 prehistoric sea monster, here's the part that'll make you never sleep again. It's still alive. 17 feet across, a 10-inch poison spike loaded with neurotoxin, strong enough to drag a boat full of people underwater. The giant stingray has survived ice ages, extinction events, everything else the planet could throw at it. They're still out there, right now, in rivers from the Mekong to northern Australia, using the same design that's worked for millions of years. They don't want to eat you. They want something worse. They want to put their neurotoxin-covered spike completely through your body. You could be standing in knee-deep water, feeling safe, feeling secure, and never know you're inches away from a prehistoric nightmare that's been perfecting the art of killing for millions of years. Drop a comment telling me which monster terrified you the most, and what other prehistoric nightmares you want to see covered next. Your engagement literally decides what we explore in the depths of this channel, so comment below what you want to see next. But here's the truth that should keep you awake at night. These 10 monsters, they're just what we've found so far. The ocean covers 71% of our planet, and we've explored less than 5% of it. Less than 5%. What else is down there? What other nightmares are waiting in the deep, carrying on lineages that predate human existence by millions of years? What horrors are lurking in trenches so deep that sunlight has never touched them? Check out the video on the screen to explore more. The ancient ocean was ruled by monsters we can barely imagine. But if you think that's the end of the story, if you think those days are over, you can't be far from the truth. And remember, the next time you're near water, you'll know exactly what might be watching you from below.